Well, Alfie, you really seem to be building some momentum now in the championship. You're just 2 points behind Fred Green.
Yeah, 2 points behind Fred, but quite far away from Rocco. And the main goal is to win, so we're going to try and cut that down a bit, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
How do you anticipate you'll be able to bring that huge gap down?
Just do what he did at the start of the season, hopefully. Just win them all. That would be nice. Yeah, I'll try my best, but don't know. It's quite a big gap.
It is, and I'm sure it is a lot more difficult than just winning everything. But looking ahead to the next few races here at Snetterton, what do you think some of the key points are going to be for you?
Well, just knowing when to overtake and when not to, because the toe here is massive, so you don't want to lead for long because they'll just always catch you back up. So maybe stay behind for a bit, but not going to reveal all my cards, so we'll wait.
Do you think you do have any strengths or advantages to Fred or Rocco?
I got a very good car behind me, so hopefully that should help.
Welcome to Snetterton for rounds 10, 11 and 12 of the Ginetta Junior Championship. Last time out at Alton Park, we saw Rocco Coronel's 7-race win streak broken by Ginetta Junior scholar Fred Green. He now has to try to close up that 95-point championship gap left by Rocco after a very dominant start to the season. That means that Fred Green does have Alfie Slater just 2 points behind him, snapping at his heels, so it's going to be a close one. Bearing in mind, the slipstream is very powerful here at Snetterton. It's going to be a question of who can make the most of the toe. So, will Alfie Slater and Fred Green be able to close up that massive gap to Rocco Coronel? Let's find out.
So let's look at the best bits, and there were many of them in round 10 of the Ginetta Junior Championship that began with Fred Green converting pole position into the race lead, with Alfie Slater tucked up behind him from second on the grid. Slater's race would soon unravel. Scott Lindblom, in contrast, who'd not qualified all that well, only 7th, was soon on the attack. And there was contact as George Proudford-Nalder got into the back of Colin Cronin's car going up towards turn 2. He lost places coming out of the corner, but also more significantly was the bodywork started to flap and act as an air brake. It wasn't long before Coronel was on the attack for second place. The Red Bull back driver going second on the inside, moving himself up and past the car of Alfie Slater. And a big lock-up later on by Joseph Smith was the first of the dramas for Slater, because that opened the door for Lindblom to get 2 places in one manoeuvre. There was contact between Smith and Slater, and they carried on leaning on each other really for the next 3 or 4 corners. Ultimately, Slater ended up in 6th place. So as the leaders got themselves together for a big squabble, so there was a big battle going on for 4th, which almost lost Joseph Smith when he ran wide coming onto Bentley Straight. And coming out of turn 1, drama also for the Spanish driver Raul Zonzaran, as he got it all wrong and went rally crossing. Rocco Coronel made his move for the race lead up at the Wilson hairpin, but Fred Green was having none of that, and he fought back later in the lap round the outside coming into the S's that gave him the inside for the second element and gave him the race lead. Also, Scott Lindblom made the move into 2nd place. So Coronel, having been looking to try to time it to perfection to get the race win, ended up 3rd as they sprinted their way up towards the line. For Fred Green, it is a 2nd win of the season in the Ginetta Junior Championship, and there's more to come here from Snetterton on day 2.
Scott, the absolute quality of racing you put on today was just exceptional. It was fantastic to watch. What was it like from your perspective?
Well, in the beginning it was a bit difficult. Cars everywhere, not really knowing where to go. But I think I made the right decision. I tried to get through the field as quickly as possible to have a chance to even be on the podium. But yeah, I think it worked out well, and I got a bit of a gap when I got past Alfie and Smith, who made a bit of a mistake, but it was good for me. So then I tried to chase after Fred and Rocco, which it went, possibly. Positively, no, just kidding. I can't say that. But yeah,
no,
it was good.
It was really good. You did a fantastic job, especially working your way through the traffic. Like you said, there were some difficult decisions. How do you judge those?
Yeah, it's split-second decisions. You just choose.
You chose right. Congratulations. That was a fantastic race.
Thank you.
Rocco, you seem to enjoy giving us the tightest finishes possible.
Yeah, I tried to do everything I want. Made some mistake, quite some mistake in the race. Not happy about that. We'll learn from it to the next race. Hope I'll do better, higher in the top. But close racing it was. All the races it was even close racing. All the time beside each other. But yeah, it was nice. And there are still some things to improve, even in the car a bit. But we'll see about that.
What are some of the learnings that you're going to take into the races tomorrow? Like you said, it was tricky today. We saw a lot of drivers making mistakes. How will you avoid those?
Just push a bit less, because I was trying to push a bit too much and then I slide everywhere. I lost like a second every time. So yeah, but I'll see what I can do next.
And great to see the sportsmanship between you and the guys. You must be really enjoying all this close racing.
Yeah, it's nice, like karting as always.
Fred, our Ginetta Junior scholar, now a 2-time race winner. Is this the start of a streak?
I don't want to speak too soon, you know. It's very hard work to win, but yeah, it's been going well and the team are doing a good job. So yeah, keep trying to get the results and points.
It's been going really well. That was an exceptional last few laps. Can you try and sum it up what it was like in the cockpit?
Hot. Yeah, it was very hot out there, and it was nice racing those boys, to be honest. It was very respectful and it was a good clean race, and thankful I came out in the lead.
Hello and welcome back to Snetterton for race 2 of the weekend for the Ginetta Junior Championship. Today, Fred Green, Ginetta Junior scholar, will be lining up on pole position with his championship rival Rocco Coronel directly behind him on the second row. Yesterday's race was nothing short of action-packed. Rocco Coronel and Fred Green battled it out, with Green eventually taking the win after an exhilarating few laps. Today though, it won't be so simple. Max Cuthbert is lining up on P2, splitting up the pair and adding yet another consideration for these young drivers.
So, an 8th win of the season for Rocco Coronel, and we look at the best bits of the race, with a good start being made by Fred Green to lead into turn 1 from Max Cuthbert, Coronel 3rd and Alfie Slater in 4th. But Cuthbert's first lap was a tough one, and he would get shuffled back in the pack. He'd be out of the top 6 even by the end of the opening lap. Remy Lake was in dramas early on, battling with Ethan Carney, who ended up on the grass late likewise. They got back onto the circuit, but losing positions. Coronel found himself in a big battle with Cuthbert, with Slater, with Lindblom, and Fred Green leading the way. But his tenure of office wouldn't last long, because not only would he lose out ultimately to Coronel, but he'd also get mugged by a hard-charging Lindblom, the Swedish driver picking his way towards the front of the field. Coronel made the move for the lead at the S's, got through. Slater chancing his arm on the inside also to get ahead of Green. And as that battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th continued, Slater got into 2nd place heading out of turn 3. At turn 4, Lindblom somehow contrived to get right into the side of Green and just knocked him out of the way. So Green spun to 16th, but he was able to rejoin for 6th place after a safety car, which is because of this. Suspension breakage for 22 Josh Watts, and it was a 1-lap restart, which was headed away by Rocco Coronel, with everybody else looking for a way to unsettle him. And Slater was the first one to challenge, but he got it all wrong on the grass heading up towards turn 2. So that put Scott Lindblom into the lead, but not for long. Coronel was able to fight back as they came through the S's, and the Dutch driver once again being able to use the slipstream to good effect and making the move on the outside for the first part of the S's, the inside for the second. Lindblom, though, was not going to give up without a fight as he fended off the challenge of Cronin, who was in 3rd place. And as the cars came down towards the last corner, Lindblom found himself on the wrong line, then got into the side of Smith, spun, delayed some, and was hit by Felix Lindsay. And that meant that Rocco Coronel came through to win for the 8th time this season in the all-action Ginetta Junior Championship.
It was really difficult, both sides of the safety car, but how did you master that restart?
The restart wasn't the best actually, but everyone stacked up on the inside and made up a place at turn 2, and then at the end there was I don't know what happened, but ended up getting through it and coming 3rd.
How is it that you managed to capitalise on something that a lot of other drivers get caught up in? How do you approach a difficult scenario in a race like that?
I mean, when it's like this, the first race was quite clean actually, but I expected this one to be a bit more lively. And then you just got to be patient with moves, and to be fair, it's a bit of luck whether you get through it at some points, just where you are on the track, and yeah, I got through.
Well, luck or not, you did an exceptional job. Congratulations. Joseph, congratulations on P2. Can you just talk us through the chaos of that last lap?
Yeah, well, I was just kind of waiting until the last corner because I knew something would happen there. So I just went round the outside of all of them and it just kind of worked. And yeah, I'm really happy with P2. So yeah.
But you did feel it coming then, so you felt that there would be some drama there. How do you know when is that a second sense that you have?
No, I just saw Rocco backing them all up because he was, and Scott backing it all up. So I'm like, this is going to be feisty. And I tried my luck. It was either win or bin type thing. But yeah, we made it work, so I'm really happy.
You really did, and you got the car home kind of in one piece. Did you feel the losses of that in the last sections?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit understeery and I was losing quite a lot on the straight, so yeah, I thought I was happy with P6 after that, but I'm really happy with a P2, so.
Rocco, back on the top. Congratulations, a well-fought race.
Yeah, thank you. It was in the beginning already a good race. I was already behind and overtook some people, so that was really good. Pace is here. Then I overtook Green and Green spun around, so I had a bit of a gap. Then Slater came on the back of me and then we just drove away.
Well, you did do well to stay mainly out of trouble. There was chaos behind you. Do you see that happening and adjust accordingly?
Yeah, I saw it happening behind me. There was in the last corner quite some chaos I saw.
A lot.
And I got quite lucky because they spun around. But for the rest, yeah, good race.
Welcome back to Snetterton for the final Ginetta Junior race of the weekend, and race 2 was chaotic. It's left a lot of drivers out of position for race 3, so whilst Rocco Coronel is starting on pole, he won't be safe for long. It's going to be all about strategy, drivers working their way up to fight for a podium.
Checkered flag at the ready, and the 12th round of the Ginetta Junior Championship won by Rocco Coronel. Second across the line, Fred Green ahead of Alfie Slater. Then he put the penalty on, so who's going to get third? It is going to be Joseph Smith. Fourth will be Cuthbert. Fifth will be Lindblom. Sixth will be Proudfoot Nalder. And Slater, seventh, ahead of Lennon, Zunzeren and Byrne, once you apply the penalty.
Joseph, an exceptional weekend for you. You've gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good weekend. Struggled a bit in this last one with a bit of power because I was behind my teammate Colin and then the exhaust heat was going into the engine, so it was a bit hot. But yeah, it's annoying. We lost a bit of power, but it's P3 still a good result.
How do you mediate that then, the difference between it helps having the tow and the slipstream, but you also overheat the car?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky because you have to get a bit of both, so you have to get in a clean air in front and then you have to get the tow to catch the person in front, but it's tricky and that's what makes a driver making them decisions, so yeah.
Well, you did a fantastic job, especially coming in. All of these drivers have very little experience. What's it like in these G40s, being able to get that close to your opponents?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky. One small, what's the word? One small correction and both of us could be spinning, like it's that close. Under brakes, if he brakes too early, I could just go and hit. You need to have a lot of trust in the person in front as well. So, yeah, P3, happy with it, but just wanted P1 really.
Fred, it's been a string of fantastic performances from you, but we have to talk about the amount of skill you showed today, following that closely behind Rocco.
Yeah, I was following him a bit longer than I wanted to. But yeah, it's tough driving out there, especially with the heat that we've had this weekend. But yeah, it's a solid result from 6th on the grid, so yeah, can't complain too much.
It's incredible your ability to just climb through the ranks that quickly. It's not like the drivers are moving over for you. How do you stay so focused to get around that many people?
I think because I've quite experienced now that, you know, you're used to the situations and you're quite relaxed. But yeah, you just got to learn the track as well, like where to overtake's best and stuff. But yeah, got through quite well.
What are you going to do next time at Brands Hatch to get ahead of Rocco? You've been very close.
Go to gym, get fitter, and yeah, hopefully improve my driving as well. But yeah, just make sure I'm in the best shape possible to go and give it a good crack.
Rocco, strength to strength, back at the top very consistently.
Yeah, very good. Another win, but it was for sure not easy with the fighting with Fred and the rest. At the end, I was just defending a bit because he was coming all the time. But for the rest, good race. Now the pace was here. I was even improving the last few laps, so that's good. And yeah, let's see what I can do more in Zandvoort.
We were just saying to Fred, he was following so closely behind you, looking in your rearview mirrors. That must be quite intimidating.
Yeah, he was all the time quite close to me. That was nice, of course, to have someone always behind you, to build a bit pressure. But yeah, it was fun with all the fighting and the defending and everything. So it was quite difficult, but eventually I made it work out. So.
Well, what a weekend it's been here at Snetterton for the Ginetta Junior Championship. It's been thrilling with 3 races absolutely filled with action from start to finish. Rocco Coronel is leaving this weekend with an even greater championship advantage than he came here with, but he has been kept on his toes by Fred Green and other names like Max Cuthbert working their way up for some valuable points. We'll be back in a few weeks at Brands Hatch, another iconic British circuit for these young drivers to show what they're made of.